Welcome to another My Time production. I'm going to be interviewing the magnificent Amos Goodwin Jr. about his experience being a young black male in college.
Hello everybody, yes, my name is Amos Goodwin Jr. I am 19 years old, and today I'll be talking about my life experiences, specifically in college, especially being a first year generation student.
That's great. Our first question for you, AJ. What did you do to prepare for college?
To be honest, I had to talk with family. Really, it took me a while. I was really scared to start my first year. I was very nervous, only because, like I said, I am a Gen 1 student. So, or that's what I consider myself as a Gen 1 student. So, I had family members who went to college, but they didn't finish, or they only went for a couple of years, but they never had the, full-blown college experience of, moving into the dorms and be able to be on campus with all the other students and everything. It was mainly they were just online. So they had, limited experiences. So I had, took as many strategies and skills that I could from, my uncles and my aunts that went to college for a short amount of time. And then also my friends were also input on that as well, impact on that, because they were going down the same journey as me. So it was to where we were all in this together. In the end, a lot of people changed their mind about college, so it was to where I was almost the only one, I should say, going to college. So it was still a little nerve-wracking, I should say, but just trying to get my mind on track, basically just realizing that I have goals. So I just know that if going to college, I just know that was going to help out a lot. So
Okay. And so was it always a goal of yours to go to college?
it was, or first I should say, actually, my family members and my parents, they will say, you're going off to college soon. It was never to where I would say, I can't wait to college. I can't wait for college. I'm sorry. But it just seemed like, they already, expected me to go to college. So it was never to where I felt like I had a decision. But after a while, my parents, when I got older, they told me, even if you don't go to college, you can still, grow up successful. And I just felt like, as long as life is just too short. So if I have the chance to go to college, then I'm going to, take that chance. And I just want to say, being able to just say that I have a degree will be, heartwarming, I guess what I should say.
Okay. So you've prepared. Now you've decided that you're going to go to college. So what did it actually mean to you when you got the acceptance letter, when you got accepted into college?
Okay, to be honest, I didn't think I was going to get, so the specific school that I'm going to now, which is University of Cincinnati, that school, I didn't expect to actually get an acceptance letter at all, only due to my ACT score. So I'm not going to lie, my ACT scores weren't, as high as a lot of people, or to where, I think their ACT score was you have to have a 30 or something like that in order to get accepted. But anywho, when I got that acceptance letter, I was just shocked, really. It took me a while to actually, be more excited about it, that I probably the next day it actually hit me, because I was just still shocked about it, So, yeah.
So what was the application process like?
It was kind of difficult. It took me about 3 days to actually finish it, because you have to do several essays, and then if your ACT score isn't as high as their requirement, then they have you do extra classes or training in order to actually be accepted into the school, I should say. So you just have to work a little bit harder in order to get accepted into the school. So, yeah.
Okay, so how do you, because you're well into your second year of college now, right?
Right.
So how do you keep your eyes on the prize? How do you not get discouraged? How do you stay focused?
To be honest, just motivation from my family members, really. To be honest, is deep down it feels like that I'm really going through this alone, really, because no one really understands. But I just, I just feel like everyone goes through things, so you just can't just give up, So I just have this mindset to where, that I had this goal, and there's no way of just backtracking or just saying like, I give up. That's just the mindset that I just have, is just to keep on going, really. And from the motivation from like, family members and friends, that really keeps me going as well. Every time I bring up, that I'm failing a class, or, if I'm struggling to, keep up with school and school and work, like, motivation from them really helps as well. They say, help, let me know if you need anything, or if you need me to come over and help you study, that's fine as well. Like, just knowing that I have a good support system, it's probably the best thing that helps me keep going.
So what kind of things do you feel that you go through that nobody understands?
Okay, so this is not technically like with just like school, but to be honest, already being like a black male, just at a sorry, I forget every time what they call it, but like it's like a white institutional school or something like that. I don't know if you know the exact term of it, but to be honest, like, UC, they have a very high percentage of just white students, really. So being like a black student already, and being especially on campus, it's kind of like nerve-wracking, really, because you never really see a lot of people my color. So it just seems like, that all eyes are on me. Sometimes when I'm walking through the hallway, sometimes I just feel like, uncomfortable in the classroom. But to be honest, that's not how UC is. So like, they're very welcoming and everything. So when I, get used to a class and everything, the students are very welcoming, and they feel comfortable being around me, which makes me feel comfortable. So also, being a gay black male student, as well, because a lot of people, I don't have a lot of male friends, and sometimes, I feel like the reason I don't have male friends is because, of me being gay or being a part of, the LGBTQ community. So, yeah, that's the main thing I think that I struggle with, in school, that a lot of people don't understand. But yeah.
So, are there places, clubs or gatherings, for you being a young black gay male?
To be honest, I know that there's a lot out there that a lot of resources that I can use, but to be honest, I know we have a UC Alliance Club. I actually went there, once or twice with a couple friends, and that is a community, where people, they feel like outsiders, or people that are specifically a part of the LGBT community. When I went, it was a lot of people, and I felt like I was going to be uncomfortable, only because like I feel like sometimes I have anxiety. So with that being said, sometimes I don't do good with a big crowd or a lot of people. So when I actually went, they had a lot of different games and activities, such as like icebreakers and everything, to get used to one another, and it was actually pretty fun, but due to COVID and everything, kind of impacted that, especially when I started going, that's when COVID had came upon and got us out of school and everything. So it kind of made it difficult for me to continue with going to the club and everything, but they started it back this semester. But there's other places that you can go to there's a lot of different LGBT communities around campus as well that are very welcoming. But yeah, those are the few that I really know right now.
That's good. That's great. So you would say that you feel comfortable on campus?
I do. Sometimes I just feel like, I overthink a lot. So just like knowing that, you won't see a lot of people in my color. That just makes me, sometimes feel uncomfortable. But as you walk through campus, like, you notice that that's not really how this new generation is really thinking about. Really, it's starting to. I feel like a lot of people in the society are starting to realize that all people, like, we're all human basically. So they don't try to jeopardize what we look like or anything.
Okay, so tell me some of the differences. How does your first year of college differ from the second year, whether good and bad?
Okay, definitely. So to be honest, COVID has really been the biggest impact on everything. Because during my first year, my first semester, I lived on campus. I was supposed to live on campus the second semester, or sorry, I did live on campus the beginning of second semester. Then that's when COVID had hit, and then we had to move out of our dorms. And then during my second year now, I decided to, go ahead and stay home, which is best to, I lived the first year experience. That's what I, wanted to do, at least on campus. And it was a very good experience, being able to, be surrounded around everything that I needed for school, being able to, work less to focus on my studies, and also to, live that college experience. So that was the main, difference of, living on campus, and then now this year being off campus to where this year, I can't access everything, such as like the bookstore. Like, today I have to go pick up a new book. So it wasn't, easy to just wake up out of my bed and just, throw on some slippers, on a coat, and just walk, around the corner to the bookstore. So that's like the main difference really. But you also start realizing too that when you're not, on campus, that you're not as close or communicating that much with, your classmates or close friends, because, now that you guys are going your separate ways, like, not living on campus and everything, that you can't just like, call whenever you need to, or just knock on someone's dorm or anything. Now we're really busy to where we're working full time, or we're living in different neighborhoods or cities. It's just, sometimes difficult, because then we're not all, communicating all the time, to where if we're going through something, you can't always just call them, but especially when that person knows what you're going through, really. So that's like the main two things that I would say bad. But in a good way, with classes being online, to be honest, it's really been more, what I should say, I don't want to say easy, but it's been less stressful, I should say. So, even though that I can't contact my teachers every second that I need to, or just, walk up to their desk or to their office and just say, hey, I have a question, even though that's kind of nerve-wracking, but being able to, work on our own time, and, having everything due at Sunday 11:59, sometimes that's helpful, because, when people were working full-time, we can't always, have things submitted or done by the time the teachers need to. So it's been more flexible, really. So that's been the good thing, really, about it.
So, you mind if I call you AJ?
Oh, yeah. That's fine.
AJ, so tell us, what are you studying in college? What are you taking on?
Okay, or actually before I get into that, when I started UC, I went into early childhood education, and that's what I completed during my first year and a half, which is up till now. And then now during my second year in college, during my second semester, I'm doing human development and community engagement. That's currently the major that I'm in now. So it's very new to me. So I'm not really, familiar with everything, but I do know that I can do a lot with my major. I'm the type of person that doesn't like to do one thing. So I like to try, new things every now and then. Because I know, being in early childhood, it was most likely going to be, just sitting in a classroom. But with human development, I can, go out and do different things like, healthcare, even still do education. I can still own my businesses. Like, it's a variety of different things that I can do with it. So, yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. Is the college, is your major, is it expensive? Are your 4 years here? Break it down for us. What are the expenses?
free. That's the best way to put it. It's free. So
Free? How did you manage that when the whole world is in debt?
Okay, so to be honest, due to my grades in high school and everything, I was an AB honor student, so that really had a big impact on it. So during my senior year in high school, I applied to UC due to the fact that if you're a CPS student, you automatically get free tuition at UC. So once I applied, and I got accepted and everything, it wasn't going to be the first college choice that I chose because it was free. I wanted to go somewhere that I actually felt comfortable, and I just knew that this is where I wanted to be for 4 years. So I know Tiffin and EKU were on my list, but once I visited the colleges, I was like, that those are not the places for me. And even though UC was really close to home, I just said, if this is where I feel comfortable, that's where I'm going to be. So once I got accepted and everything, they have a Cincinnati Pride Grant, which is to where when your financial aid goes through, such as like FAFSA and everything, they pay off the rest of your student fees for classes and everything. But then, on top of other scholarships and everything, it also helped me out with books and everything that I needed for school. So I get four years free due to the Cincinnati Pride Grant. So that's another thing that's keeping me going too. Free education. I'll take that.
So how do your parents feel about you going to school for free and then not coming out of their pockets?
They feel great. I know they gotta feel great. My dad, my mom, she's all the type to where, like, she was gonna take you, she don't care. But actually both of them, they were very supportive. They said if, UC isn't where you wanna go and we gotta take out student loans, that's what we have to do. And they were, very, just like I said, just supportive along the way. They told me, just do what's best for you. So if it came down to, like I said, taking out student loans, that's when it was gonna have to go down. So, yeah.
Well, that's great. So, back to campus life. Have you joined any fraternities, clubs?
Yeah, so so right now it's more like educational, but I am in CCH ambassador. So the college that I attend at UC, let me explain what I just said. So basically, UC, they have different colleges. So you got the College of Education, Criminal Justice and Human Services, and then you have like the College of Nursing, College of Business, College of Arts and Sciences, like that. So, like I said, I am in College of Education, and being in that college, I'm in a CCH ambassador, which is a panel for incoming students who are coming to see the college life of UC. So my job is to come and attend the panel and just basically explain my college experience like I'm doing now to incoming freshmen. So that's that is an organization that I'm doing at the college right now. But also I am in BAC, which is Black Arts Collaborative, which is a collab, which is a different
You're doing great. Just keep going.
It is a collab of different basically organizations. So like music, art, drama, acting. So those 4 organizations get together and we do different shows and everything. And I am in the music department, so I also sing as well. And being in that organization has also been beneficial as well, because I'll be able to be more involved in my culture, because it's mainly African American students in that group, because it's through the African American culture at UC. So, being able to be more around our culture is very, experiencing as well. Due to the fact that, I grew up in schools that were, mainly white students. So, being that only white person was also, an impact as well of being able to have those new experiences at BAC.
Okay, so you're keeping yourself pretty busy.
Yeah.
So with everything that you have going on, do you work? And how do you, and if you do work, how do you manage your time? How are you managing, work, school, all the clubs that you're in? How are you managing? Do you have self-time?
To be honest, I don't know. I really don't know. Like it's very. I've been trying to do very well with my time management, but I am actually going to school, like I said, full time, which I'm taking 5 classes right now. I'll be taking 6 classes from next semester on until I graduate. But and I also work full time at Children's Hospital. So I work 6 days a week, 1 week, and then the next week I work like 4 days a week. So working full time and going to school full time so far hasn't been a huge stress input, I guess I should say, but I'm not gonna lie, I feel it coming, only because right now we're online, so it's very easier to be able to access Zoom wherever I am, and then also be able to complete the assignments that I need to for all my classes. But working second shift at Children's Hospital, sometimes it's a little tiring, only because I have to stay up and submit assignments by a certain time. Sometimes that can be tiring, but at the end of the day, just time management is the key. So just making sure that you're waking up when you need to, going to sleep when you need to, getting all the protein you need for the day. Just making sure that you're just staying active. Really, just the main thing that I do, just so I won't get sidetracked. Really, because I just feel like if I just have that week or that day that I just do nothing, I feel like I'll just get sidetracked really. So just really staying active is really just the main goal for me. But I got my little calendar that I need to, because sometimes I forget about a lot of things, so I've been having to download a new calendar to keep me updated and be sending me reminders like, you got work today. I'm like, okay. So that's been helpful too. But that's just time management.
Time management is the key.
Yeah.
Okay. So would time management be the best advice that you could give any male student or black male student coming into their first year of college?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, yes, time management would definitely be helpful. And I recommend that not only to black male students or just gay black male students. I recommend that to everyone. That's definitely the key to everything. To be honest, if you don't have that, or you don't have those organization skills that you need, you might get sidetracked. So those 2 things, definitely keep those in mind when going into college. And just making sure that you're using all your resources is definitely the key too. Don't disregard any resources that can be useful to you, because I feel like I would have been more engaged in my classes, or I would be more successful if I was using more of the resources that I could be using or that I already don't use. So just keeping those 3 things mindful.
Okay, so what are your goals that you hope to accomplish for this second year?
I would definitely have to say figuring out where basically I'm trying to go after college. So I know, like, going into this new major, I'm kind of have to change the way that basically not change my goals, but like, I guess reroute the way I was going, kind of. So like I've always wanted to be an educator of some sort. So I know that I want to open up my own daycare soon, which is technically going to still be in that education field. And then also opening up group homes is also my goals as well. So those 2 things that I'm definitely going to be using towards my major. So just making sure that that I'm staying on track and not getting knocked off the track. Basically, that's the main thing that I gotta do.
Magnificent. That is great. That's wonderful. So to wrap up this interview, not to put you on the spot, but I heard earlier when you were describing what you do in the clubs that you join, that singing is a hobby of yours. Could we maybe get you to sing a song for us?
Oh yeah.
As we end our interview?
Sure. I might need some little music though. Now I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah.